She leads loud, purpose in her soul, lighting up the world, making broken places whole. She leads loud, echoes through the crowd, one voice, one mission, a movement unbound. Where you lead, live and love out loud. She leads loud, and she makes heaven proud.
Hello, hello. Welcome to another episode of She Leads Loud here on Prospera TV. I am your girl, Nicky Cuesta, all the way from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, and I am super excited to bring another message to you today. Now, I am the CEO and founder of Bomb Global, Ladies of Leadership. This is me, Lady Boss Bomb. But before all that, I did not use my voice. I did not use my God given voice to build anything because I didn't believe I was worthy. So I'm just going to go and tap into my last name. And my last name is Cuesta. And in Spanish, translated to English, it's what's it going to cost you? So that's what this episode is about, the price of your voice. I am here in my studio, my home studio this time. I had to go old school where we built Building a Leadership Mindset podcast here in 2020 when I launched it in February right before COVID, where I had a idea and a download placed on my heart to create a YouTube channel to share fixed and growth mindset. And it sat for 2 years while I became a notary and traveled the world on revenge travel during my network marketing days in 2021. And it wasn't until I met my publisher who asked me what my story was. And for a very long time, I thought I didn't have a story. I didn't believe that my story mattered to the world or what it was going to do. So it cost me years of being able to impact others. And it cost me more years to be able to serve and help others also use their voice. So I want you to ask yourself, what is it costing you today? What are you holding on to that you have not shared or have not done or have not told someone what they needed to hear? And I'm going to also tell you that not sharing your voice is going to eat you alive. And the reason why I say that is because when you are crying at night, when you are having major headaches because you want to say something to someone or you want to share, you want to get it off your chest, you are holding it all in. And sometimes you're going through these moments of depression. Sometimes you're going through these moments of loneliness. And we all know we were not put on this world or on this earth to be by ourselves or to do life by ourselves. So I want to go into that question that's going to convict you right now. And I hope that you are open to everything we have to say and receive. And I hope that you share this with someone that needs to hear it as well. Now, what is the silence costing you? And let's just think about how long, centuries ago, hundreds of years ago, how many women before us have fought for us to be educated, to vote, to use our voice, to demand our presence. Ask yourself that. So we're going to go right into it. Why do women still hold back? In corporate America, I was there for 14 years and I used my voice every day. I would have to say that, yes, I did, but I didn't always use it for me. I used it for others and to serve others. But I was working 60 to 80 hours. I wanted to climb the corporate ladder and I never demanded it because I showed up and I just did what I was told. I never said, hey, in order for me to do that, I'm going to need a raise. In order for me to handle supervisor work, I'm going to need to be a supervisor. Right? I never used my voice. As a matter of fact, I was told in order for me to get a supervisor or management position, I had to go back to nursing school. Well, I had never went to nursing school, but I had to get a degree in nursing, and we all know how long that takes. And I had just finished business school before I got into that. And when I was at that company, I also got my health information technology degree, and that just wasn't enough. How many times we go for it, we get all these things and we just don't make it, right? But it's because God has a bigger plan. There's more in your life that needs to happen in order for Him to position you. But if we never use our voice, guess what? No one's going to know. It's not going to be put in the universe in order to be put in play. And we have to do the work. We have to know that our voice matters, and it matters now more than ever. So we're going to get into some other reasons why I didn't use my voice, or why, ask yourself, why you aren't you using your voice today? Right? Sometimes we feel like we are not worthy, we don't qualify for it. I serve 50 plus women, and I've been serving, helping women start their business, get their ideas together. And the main common denominator is that I need to have everything perfect. And let me tell you, no, you don't. When I started this podcast, I thought that I needed to have it perfect. Building a leadership mindset had one video for 2 years. But let me tell you, when I got that push to start my own podcast 2 years later, I used to walk right in here in my studio where it all started, where I once was silent, but then decided to not worry about getting a microphone, getting some special technical stuff to share my voice and share what was on my mind. Sometimes I would be in here literally pacing. Like if you go back to some of my old podcasts, I you can hear my breath like panting because I was just so in the moment that I didn't care if it was sounding professional, if it was perfect, because you know what? I had been silent for 2 years. And that's 2 years that I could have created impact. That's 2 years that I could have started Bomb Global. And I didn't know that my voice had power until I said yes. I didn't know that. But we were conditioned for so long to be quiet, to not rock the boat, to stay in our lane because we may be too much. This message for us builds walls. How many walls do we have to knock down in order for us to use our voice? What is it costing you? Is it costing you that car that you want? Maybe a Infinity, maybe I don't know all these car names, but uh, a Tesla. Is it costing you a yacht? Is it costing you vacations with your family? Is your voice costing you to pay your bills? To be able to do what you want to do, peace of mind. Because really, when I got out of corporate, besides wanting to be my own lady boss, I wanted peace of mind. I didn't want the chaos and the structure that was going on, the day to day, man saying, do this, do that. I can't take a vacation because someone else is taking off that day, and so on and so on. So, we've been conditioned to that, so we don't ask, or we don't find the right people that has done what we want to do in order to succeed, in order to move forward. So these messages are all over the world today, and they still are affecting us women. And I am here to tell you that no more. Even when God whispered in my ear, if not now, when, fear almost kept me from even moving because I didn't know where the next paycheck was going to come. I knew that every 2 weeks, like clockwork, paycheck was going to be there. But let me tell you, once it went in, it went right back out. I didn't have an extra funding source. I had so many ideas that I didn't even know I could get paid for. It was insane to me when I got into this world, and I'm like, oh my God, all this is possible if I just speak up, if I just share all the knowledge that I've already invested in, what can I do? So the reality is that women are quiet, and they're quiet not because they lack, they are because they are convinced that silence is safety. And silence is not safety, silence is expensive. So, where in your life have you swallowed your voice just to keep the peace? Think about that. Whew, yes, it's hard. I found this so convicting when I am putting together these talks and I'm like, wow, where did I go wrong? Why did I ever think that? Like my mom, Mama Bomb, she is loud and in charge and she speaks her mind. So why am I being so silent? Sometimes we are embarrassed. Sometimes we are, we think people are going to laugh at us. They're not going to believe us. And these are the things that we just generate in our minds because of what society or what our parents or what other people have taught us. So I'm going to tell you that silence is not free. It's very, very expensive. And the cost is I missed promotions, recognition, smaller paychecks. Like the cost for businesses being never launched. I wanted to be a pharmacy tech. And that never went through because when I went through the course, passing with flying colors, I still feel like, I didn't want to do the math. I didn't want to put my all. So I didn't use my voice. I didn't go all in. And then the I wanted to be a realtor. And I became that after taking my test for the first time. Once I did my course online, I went to Temple and I took my test actually 3 times. The first time I failed both, right? Because there's a fundamental test and a state test, and I failed both. The second time I passed one, failed one. The third time, and yes, I'm persistent. I was like, I need to get out of this space. I want to, become my own boss. I want to do all of that. Then I finally passed. Now I have to take a proctor test in the state, right? So I went back again, did my test, and same thing happened. Went the first time, failed them both. Went the second time, passed one, failed one. Went the third time, and passed the last one. And I became a realtor. I did that for like about a year. And again, I didn't use my voice because I was working 60 to 80 hours. I couldn't take time to go to my realty firm to learn the business. I felt like, okay, I'm connected with people. People want to buy houses, people want to sell houses. This is going to be easy peasy. I thought everything was going to fall into my lap, but I also never took the initiative to say, hey, how do I do this? Never hired a coach or a mentor, and that failed miserably. But what I did do is I did decide to keep my license intact and become a referral agent because, like I said, I know people that want to buy and want to sell. And I just decided to collect the paycheck at the end of the closing. And I was a connector. I felt like that was my passion. So I learned something new in that journey. So I don't take that journey for granted because yes, I've learned a lot of stuff. So then I decided, okay, let me become a notary. It's the next best thing to a realtor. We're doing refinances, HELOCs, and all these things that now I knew where to use my voice. So little by little in the studio, my voice got louder and louder. And I said, what else can I do? And then I prayed on it. And when you say yes to you and when you're ready to use your voice, God is going to place the right people in your life. No doubt. He did that for me. He'll do that for you. And a lot of the people that I serve today have the same exact testimony. And that's because we just decided to open our mouth. So, what has your silence cost you? Has it cost you time? Has it cost you money? Has it cost you peace? Has it cost you purpose? I want you to think about that. We are going to take a quick break. And then we're going to go into the 5 ways that you can lead louder than ever before. Talk to you soon.
Thank you for watching Prospera TV Network. We hope you're enjoying the show. We'll be right back after this commercial break.
Oh, you caught me dancing. Yes, I love the beat to that. Whenever there is music, my body just gets to moving. But we're going to talk right now about what we were talking about, what it is costing us for not using our voice and the price of it. But now we're going to give you some tips on how to lead loud. First of all, you have to know your worth. Your voice is priceless. There is nothing better than being able to share your voice, share your story, and have someone tell you, thank you. You do not know how powerful your worth is. You were born here, you were brought here, you were put here, wherever you want to call it. You were made in his image. You were made to live on purpose. And you are worth everything and entitled to all of his promises as you lead the way to using your voice, whatever that is. It might take a little bit of time. You probably already started the work, and you're probably on the other side of it if you're tuning in. Wherever you are at, you are worthy, because sometimes as successful entrepreneurs, business owners, moms, parents, teachers, all of us reach levels of success. And sometimes we may think it's a fluke sometimes we think that it's just because we're lucky, this was a one and done because we haven't seen it multiple times. But every second, every breath that you take is worth taking. And I really want you to know that and understand that and breathe that and be that. And that's one way to live louder. Once you know that everything you say and do in this world that is of good intent and love from your heart, that it is all worth it, even the battle scars, because those are the life lessons that we have to take in order to help that next person, right? First, we work on ourselves and then we can help others. And then I also want you to reframe fear. We have to reframe fear. Fear is proof of growth. Every step is scarier and scarier in this world called life, in this film called life, if you would say, right? Every day is a different opportunity to overcome the lies that our mind tells us, the lies that our world tells us, because life is not meant to be feared. Life is beautiful. Life is worth every second of it. Again, even through the pain. When we go through losses, sometimes we feel like we cannot move without that person we lost. When we lose our jobs, sometimes we feel like we're not going to be able to do that again and duplicate that and get another job. Sometimes when we leave our jobs and we start a business, that we are going to fail at that. And we fear all those things. But let me tell you, when you have faith, fear cannot be in the same conversation as faith. if you truly believe that something's going to happen, that you are going to go to the next level, that you are going to create something beautiful and amazing, and that you're going to change people's lives, you can't fear that. Your voice is your voice, and we have to use it. And the price that we pay when we don't is that someone else stays lost. Someone else doesn't get the opportunity to know what their worth is and to figure out how to face fear in the face and tell it, hey, you no longer belong here. So I want you to reframe that mindset. And the third one is to build your tribe. How many of us, they just isolated by ourselves? They don't want no drama. They don't want to answer to no one. They don't want to answer any questions. They're fearful of having a conversation again for judgment or fear of failure and all those things that don't even exist, because I truly believe that they don't exist. It's something that we, again, have those emotions and we let those emotions rule our decisions. And we have to find yourself surrounded by women that are going to amplify you and not mute you. That's why it's a very important to have community, because in my community, everybody speaks. And let me tell you, sometimes they don't want to. They want to stay in the background. They're more behind the scenes type of person. And Nikki just doesn't play that. Nikki wants you, each and every one of you listening right now, to live louder than ever, to be able to say, hey, I did it, to say, I am worthy. I am not fearful. I am so faithful that every word that's going to come out of my mouth next is going to change your life, or it's going to at least try to, because I'm no longer going to silence myself, that I've been through this and I've been through that. And I know that you're going through it right now. How can I support? How can I help? How can my story help you? So we have to build that community, that sisterhood of what you can do, what they can do to serve each other, speak out loud, share it out, and be able to feel that peace and that safe space. If you don't have that, create it. Create it. I think I've said it before. I probably said it every day of my life since being in this world. And then also want to speak to impact. Your story is someone else's survivor guide. I don't know how many times you have to hear that. I know you heard it more than once, probably from me, probably from every mentor, coach, or other person that has been through it, that has the same testimony. And let's just think about that. Every successful person has a testimony kind of in the same realm of overcoming fear, overcoming the silence, right? Overcoming being afraid. You've heard it time and time and again that they've been silent for so long and they regret it. They wish they could have started earlier. All of that matters. And then the last thing, the most simplest thing you can do is just decide daily. It is a choice to lead loud. It is a daily choice to lead loud, and not one big moment. I don't want to only be known for empowered to inspire or building a leadership mindset. I want to be known for every life that I touch. And I want you to do that too. But the only way you do it is if you use your voice. So let's give you a reminder, a recap here. Your silence has a price, but leading loud has a payoff. It absolutely has a payoff. Your reflection is that playing small felt safe, but kept you stuck. So speaking up unlock purpose and business and community and impact. Speaking up unlocks all of those things, and declare it. Declare that your voice is not too much, that your voice is the sound of change. And don't keep paying the price Don't keep paying the price. Lead loud. They're waiting for you. I hope that you enjoyed another episode of She Leads Loud. And next episode, we are excited to share that we are going to talk a little bit more about the amazing sisterhood that we have created and how you can create your sisterhood too. Thank you. Have a great day. As I always say, make it count and lead louder than ever before.
She leads loud, purpose in her soul, lighting up the world, making broken places whole. She leads loud, echoes through the crowd, one voice, one mission, a movement unbound. Where you lead, live and love out loud. She leads loud, and she makes heaven proud. This is your prosperity era, where dreams align with grace, abundance flows like rivers. You've stepped into your place. Rise, reign, and remember, you were born to shine. Welcome to your moment, Prospera, it's time.
We hope you enjoyed today's show on Prospera TV Network. Make it a point to visit us on YouTube and catch all your favorite shows anytime you want. Interested in hosting a show of your own? Or advertising your business on our network? Contact Elena Rodriguez.